Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine. We're presented by the Navy Federal Credit Union. Time to shine the light on Navy women's rugby, coming off of a great win over the Air Force Academy with team co-captain Maggie Geiger. And Maggie, for you and your teammates to be able to participate, make that road trip, obviously a lot of bonding amongst teammates as well. What does a trip like that do for a team? And obviously, I'm sure you maximize the fun too when you end up getting a result the way your team did.
Yeah, I think trips like that are really great for the team. It's not like how to describe it. We had a 23 girls go, which isn't like our entire team, but typically like for those big trips, like it'll kind of change a little bit. And especially like as girls like work and they reach the A side and get to travel, I think it really helps like get to know your teammates better. And like it definitely helps when it comes to playing on the field. And so going to Air Force like that and getting to win. And then the really cool part was we went out to a popular place that the Air Force cadets like to go eat, like with some of the Air Force cadets on their rugby team, and they showed us like uh kind of what they did around there and in the area. So not only like inter team bonding, but we did get to like see kind of what their side of life was like as well over there, which kind of gave us a new appreciation for both our team and the Air Force Academy as well.
Did you guys get to stay for the football game on Saturday?
Yes, we did, sir. We got to stay with the Air Force cadets in their dorms too, so they showed us all around. We got lost multiple times, but got out to go football game. Colorado Parents Club treated us well with food, and it was a lot of fun.
No doubt about that. Great weekend, obviously, for everybody, both rugby's winning, football winning. For you, with your background and covering as many sports as you did, how did you and the sport of rugby find each other here at the Naval Academy?
So I was kind of aware of rugby coming into the Naval Academy, but it wasn't necessarily like the first thing on my radar. My dad played in college when he did like a year abroad in Scotland, so I kind of knew of the sport and I thought it was pretty cool, but I didn't really consider it until I came here. And my squad leader over plebe summer, Liza Herring, was a member of the women's rugby team, and she went on to be the captain 2 years ago. And I reached out to her the first week of school because I was like, you know what, maybe I'll go out and try this because I don't know. She had a lot of fun with it and she always talked really well about the girls. So I figured I'd give it a shot.
How ironic! A couple of years later, you're a co-captain for this rugby team. That honor, obviously, at the Naval Academy means a little bit more than even at a lot of civilian schools. But to be chosen along with Miracle to be captains of this team, what did that honor mean to you?
It really meant a lot to me. I've looked up to my captain so much, being like plebe youngster second class on the team. Like I would never have imagined that like I'd get the opportunity to like be in the same spot to like help impact and help lead the other girls on the team. So when they announced it at the end of the semester last year that it was me and Miracle, I like I was kind of in awe, but I was also super excited because like me and Miracle have both been on the team since plebe year, and so like there's like a small group of us that have been there since plebe year, so it was just really cool just taking it back and like being like, wow, I'm really about to like get to lead this team, like not only with Miracle, but with like these other firsties, both from plebe year and the ones that joined later.
Yeah, you bring up a good point there. It's not just you and Miracle; it's you, Miracle, the other firsties, obviously. As you lead, how important is it to make sure that every player on this team understands that they have a voice and they have an opportunity to lead as well?
It's definitely one of the big things for me and Miracle, like pretty important to us is like the younger players like understanding that like we want them to speak up, like we want their input or like we want them to help lead the team as well. So like we've talked with the second class about it, and we've got a really good group of like second class and firsties to just kind of like take stuff into their own hands. Like our second class run accountability for they each have like 10 people they're assigned, and so we kind of empower them to also empower some of the younger girls within their groups. And we think that's been going pretty well because it is a large team. So two people for a roughly 70 is like not the best ratio, but like it's a great group of girls and everyone like steps up where they needed.
For you, there's so much lineage in your family when it comes to the Naval Academy. Was it always hopeful it was going to be the Naval Academy, or was there opportunity for other schools to maybe land Maggie Geiger?
To be honest, like growing up, I did not really consider the Naval Academy very much. So I knew like vaguely that like I knew my grandpa had gone here and he served like 20 years in the Navy before he retired. And then my aunt and uncle there, my uncle is like my mother's brother, and so he was a pilot. And I thought that was pretty cool. We got to like check out his bases a couple times, like when they were out in Hawaii or Florida. So like great locations. And my aunt was also class of 2001, so she was a swell at the same time. And I really didn't consider it until like my sophomore year of high school. Like I came up to the academy for a baptism of my like uncle's like daughter, and I just like looking around the yard and like the minutes, I was like, this is pretty cool. Like this campus is really like beautiful, but also small. And I just, it kind of like intrigued me, and I started looking into it more and got the opportunity to do a visit weekend. And that was kind of what cemented it.
Was going to say the fact that, a lot of people probably have no idea, what this place is all about. And then when they get here, perhaps any preconceived notions all of a sudden change. It seems to be a common theme amongst folks that end up here. I mean, do you see the same thing with people that you talk to, during your time here at the academy as well?
I definitely think so. What surprised me like a lot about like during plebe summer was the amount of people that didn't know about this place until like they were older. So some of the people that were prior enlisted like didn't know about the Naval Academy until they were in the Navy. And because for me, I always knew about it growing up, but I just had never considered it. Um, and so I'd say both with like those people, and then there's people I know that have applied and since gotten in that didn't weren't really aware of it until they knew someone that came here and they came up like to visit and were kind of like, oh wow, like so I would say it's relatively common across that. It's definitely interesting how diverse like people's backgrounds of I wanted to come here since I was in kindergarten versus like I just decided junior year to like put in an application kind of thing.
As you're getting closer now toward the end of that journey, how different is the Maggie Geiger that showed up on I-Day to the one that's almost to the finish line right now?
I'd say pretty different. She definitely didn't know quite what she was in for. I showed up plebe summer. I kind of knew what I was about to do, and I'm very much at like just take it as it is right now kind of person. So the half of plebe summer, I was just angry all the time, and I was like, oh, this sucks. And then like I kind of overcame that hump to be like, actually, like there's a lot of like funny or really cool or like awesome stuff to appreciate. And so it definitely, I think being here has shifted my mindset, but also like now as a firstie, like the amount of stuff that I can either like handle or like the situations that I can either help out with or overcome are definitely like has definitely been broadened.
Yep, no doubt about that. Appreciate you taking the time for us. Best of luck to you and your teammates as you head back into league action against Princeton this coming week.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.